Hey, what's up, guys? Here on the Fire Sports Pod, where everything we got is hot. I'm your host, Zach Jackson. Here with us today is our co-host, Justin. Back at it again on another episode here on Recap Monday for Season 8, episode number 30, powered by StreamYard, where StreamYard makes the dream yard go. Let's get right into the show, shall we? We had one hell of a week so far in week 3. We still got one game tonight between Detroit and Baltimore. It's going to be fireworks going all cylinders. I think the spread is 50.5. The points, the over and under is 50.5. I think it's going to be over. I got, though, Baltimore winning this game. I think Justin also agrees with me on that. But on another note, we do have to go over notable massive injuries that have happened this week. Literally just happened yesterday. Big time names have gone to basically their seasons are over. Just 3 weeks of playing in the NFL season this year. And then we'll be going over our favorite teams, the Giants and the Cowboys, had pretty embarrassing losses, especially after the fireworks that both our teams made in last week's game between each other in Dallas, where it was 40-37. So let's get right into it. And that will be pretty much it for our Friday's podcast. We'll definitely be going over the MLB because the season's wrapping up very soon. Mets kind of just lost their way out, so they got to kind of try to fight back, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. So we'll go over that in our next episode. But if you guys are new here, don't forget to drop a follow as well as a like and a share. Let's get right into it. So first up, we're going to start with the big notable elephant in the room injuries that have just piled in this week. And pretty sad because, again, like I said, it's just the third week, and we already have all these injuries. So we're going to start with Arizona Cardinals. I'm not even going to show you guys. I have the video. That was so gruesome. It was disgusting. I don't know how I don't know, man. His leg, James Conner's leg, got literally planted around and bent the wrong way. It was really, really bad. But he has to undergo surgery after injuring his ankle during Sunday's loss against the 49ers. And Ian Rappaport added that Conner's undergoing tests to determine the full extent of the damage, but the veteran will be out indefinitely. We have actual news that he will be out for the rest of the season. It was just a gruesome injury. We can even move on. But again, Arizona was plugging away, man. Arizona's going to be good this year. They're 2-1. They pretty much were right there to be 3-0 and being atop of the NFC. But they weren't able to get the job done. But nonetheless, though, James Conner loss for them is going to be tough because that's their monster back. That's the guy that keeps the train moving. That's the one that keeps help with Kyle Murray with protection and just keeping the defense honest. So I think that's going to be a pretty big loss for the Arizona Cardinals as the season goes on. Now, just to get Justin's take in here, Justin, I know you saw that injury as well. What were your thoughts, just moments, just watching the game or just seeing the replay?
I saw it on Red Zone because I like to watch all the teams, so I know what I'm talking about when I come on this pod. But just prayers out to James Conner. That could be a career-ending injury. It just looked so horrible. And from the angle that we saw from the first time, you couldn't really see anything, but you just knew,
Yeah.
So prayers out to him. Side note, on a little lighter note, Marvin Harrison needs to learn how to catch a ball. Some of the drops he has are just horrible.
Again, I didn't watch the game, so I wouldn't be able to know.
It was bad.
It was bad.
It was one drop that was bad. Some people are saying that they think he's a bust. I think it's too early, but
that's way too early. I'm sorry.
I don't fault him for saying that.
I don't fault it either, but I think it's way too early. You got to give the guy a little bit of a shot. Chicago Bears tight end Colston Loveland hip did not return after exiting the game in the second quarter. Don't really know much on that, but again, not really a big time loss for the Bears. Obviously, they beat the crap out of my Dallas Cowboys, so didn't really think they needed him anyways. The Cincinnati Bengals, they are now again rooted with injuries. Their running back Samij Perrin right thumb was ruled out after exiting in the second quarter, and guard Dalton Risner calf exited in the second half and did not return. So not to mention you got Joe Burrow, you got your guard, and then you got a running back now hurt as well. Again, this happens all the time with Cincinnati. They're always injured. And it sucks because I think the Bengals actually were going to do pretty good this year. Obviously the defense, but the defense looked pretty well in the first 3 games. But again, like I said, other than this past one where they gave up 48 points to Carson Wentz and the Minnesota Vikings, but for the first 2 games they weren't doing pretty bad. So again, I think the Bengals are gonna hope to try to stay in the middle pack without Joe Burrow for 3 months, but it's not looking good. I think Cincinnati's gonna have a really bad year.
They're not going to the playoffs, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They're not going to the playoffs at all.
It's sad because I thought they had a shot, especially if Joe Burrow was hurt or wasn't hurt. But moving on to Cleveland, DeJuan Jones exited in the first quarter with a knee injury against Green Bay. It was the right tackle for Cleveland. Cleveland actually was able to get a massive upset over Green Bay, 13-10 in Cleveland. Who would have saw that coming? I mean, I know I didn't. I definitely
didn't either, but I mean, the Packers blew that game, man.
No, but Cleveland's defense, man, kudos to them. They butt the hell down. Like they really played really well. Again, I just think if their offense was a little bit more high powered and more a more deep threat and more situational, I think they would actually be pretty good. They just don't. Joe Flacco's good, but he's just not that guy. They need to. I'm telling you, I think with this defense, I think Shador will do really well. I would like to see him out there. Obviously, they won this game, but I do really like to see Shador out there with this defense and see how it goes. But yeah, other than that, we move to the big news with Cee Dee Lamb. He was ruled out pretty much the rest of the game after the first quarter. He rolled his ankle, and it is confirmed that it is in a high ankle sprain. And there are talks that he might be out for 3 to 4 weeks. There's also talks that he might only just miss the 1 game this coming week against the Packers, which is going to suck because the Packers just lost to the Browns and they're going to come into our house and absolutely kick our ass. Now, per The Athletic, owner Jerry Jones told reporters that team doctor said Lamb's injury does not appear to be as serious as it could have been. Per The Athletic, defensive lineman Kenny Clark, ankle, and cornerback Trayvon Diggs' shoulder also were ruled out in the second half. That makes a lot of sense. Our run stopper, Clark, that we got from Micah, got injured, and Trayvon Diggs. No wonder why both our secondary and our front line was terrible in the second half. What's up, Sports Talk with Aiden? How you doing? Yeah, man, it just sucks because the Cowboys actually, I think, with CD still in the lineup, I think we would have played a little bit better. I think it would have been a closer game. Because now the defense of Chicago, who has to go against 2 top wide receivers, it would have been hard. But now you could just keen on one guy and then have everybody else beat him. And Dennis Allen was disguising the coverage as perfect against Dak. He was making it seem like they were coming to blitz, backed off, and Dak was throwing it right for the little donkey dunks. And that was pretty much it. Who I got tonight? I got Baltimore, Aiden.
I do as well.
But yeah, what'd you think with the Cowboys situation yesterday? Obviously, no Cee Dee Lamb, but just I think Dak, was played well, but he was only his average yards was 5 yards a pass. That just shows you he's just Nick and dunking left and right. I just think our defense is in so shambles that our offense has to score over 25 in order for us to keep us in the game. So what was your thoughts on just the Cowboys in general?
My thoughts was just, I don't know, that defense looks really bad. They can't get stops. They can't get off the field. I mean, they made Russell Wilson look like a Hall of Fame quarterback last week, and this week Caleb Williams looks like a young quarterback. I don't know. The verdict is still out on Caleb Williams, but personally, I just feel like the Cowboys got to get a pass rusher. I heard they signed Davion Clowney or something like that. Yeah. I don't know if he played this week, but if he did, he didn't really help much.
Well, again, he's got to get accustomed to the team, so I don't think they played him enough or at all, really. Because I didn't really.
I don't know. And then it's like if the offense is not clicking, then it's like, what do the Cowboys even do? Because
Yeah.
it's pretty much offense or bust. They're kind of like how the Bengals are. Like if Joe Burrow is not cooking and putting up numbers, they're gonna lose.
Yeah, but at least our defense actually can stop some people. Cincinnati's defense can't even stop anybody. Like, no matter what, nobody. We can get a stop or two, but then when our offense doesn't do what they're supposed to do and we get back onto the field very quickly, that's when everything goes to shit. So, um, that's just for me is where I'm at with that. But now the big game, like again, these are not saying that these other injuries are not big, but one that I have to go over is Los Angeles Chargers running back Najee Harris exited the game in the second quarter with an ankle injury and was ruled out after carted off to the locker room. He ended up having an Achilles tear, if I'm not mistaken. If I believe I read that correctly. He has an Achilles tear. Yes, an Achilles injury. So he's going to be out indefinitely, probably for the rest of the season. So that's a big blow for the Chargers based on the fact that Najee Harris, obviously in Pittsburgh, was a big threat as a runner. And just bringing him with Dobbins and stuff like that with the Chargers, I thought was going to be really good. But obviously now he's injured, so they're going to have to go to somebody else. But nonetheless, the Chargers are 3-0 on the top of the AFC, which who would have thought that coming into this season. The New York Giants, Tyron Tracy Jr. shoulder was ruled out during the first half against the Chiefs. That was their running back. New York Jets linebacker Quincy Williams' shoulder was ruled out against Tampa. Cornerback Sauce Gardner was evaluated for a head injury, but then returned. Philadelphia Eagles right tackle Lane Johnson neck and cornerback Adoree Jackson groin did not return against the Rams. So that is an interesting one. Lane Johnson's a big part of that offensive line. And a neck injury is not a good sign. I know how that feels because Van Der Esch, our linebacker, as my dad used to call him double nickels, because his number was 55. He had that neck injury and then he had to retire, which was kind of sucky. So hopefully that's not the case. Adoree Jackson groin, again, as a cornerback, you kind of need to be able to move, and if your groin is killing you, you're not going to be able to do anything. And he's not that good to begin with anyways. And then the biggest news to me out of all this, other than the thing, was kind of Nick Bosa. It's sad because this guy is a monster. I'm on the defensive line for the San Francisco, but he tore his ACL, and he's going to be done for the rest of the year, which is absolutely crazy because, again, they're 3-0 as well. They're looking really well, but it's just now that's a big loss on defense. He got injured last year as well, I believe. That defense last year was rooted with injuries, and it just sucks because, again, like I said, obviously we don't like. I'm a Cowboy fan, don't like the 49ers, but you never want to see anybody get injured, especially with a torn ACL or any injury, but just the tears, the Achilles, all those stuff where it could potentially mean the end of a career. That's when it just hurts because as a person that plays sports, you kind of know the feeling of no matter what sport is being played and what injury, you kind of get that feeling because you're connected in some way with that person because you play a sport. Tampa, Mike Evans, another injury for him, which sucks because he's trying to get that 10th straight 1,000 yards to break Jerry Rice this year, but he's ruled out against the Jets after exiting in the second half. Bowles told reporters after the game that Evans tweaked his hamstring and does not have any further details. Safety Christian Eisen quad was also ruled out. Defensive lineman Logan Hall groin did not return. And then Terry McLaurin quad exited the second half against the Raiders. Safety Will Harris was ruled out. And the NFL Network Insider reported that Harris suffered a fractured fibula, but will undergo more tests to determine the full extent of the injury. So that is pretty much it for the recap of the injuries. Justin, any injuries that for you that stood out the most, obviously to the big ones that we went over, but which ones were like ones where it could affect the entire team?
You broke up. What did you say?
I said, what are the injuries that you think are the biggest ones that are going to affect the teams?
Probably definitely CD. Just because he's the engine that makes that offense go. I mean, we'll see what goes on because Pickens is a good receiver as well. but he's really an integral role in that offense. And probably Scary Terry, but I don't know, man. I think they could be fine without Scary Terry. And Marcus Mariota looked pretty good, but they were killing the Raiders with the run. It wasn't really the pass, really. So I feel like Washington's one of those teams that they got to run the ball to be effective, especially now with JD5 out. They're gonna need that running game.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough without them. So we'll see what happens. But that's pretty much it for the NFL injuries recap. Now we get to the interesting. I'm gonna have you go first because I obviously the Giants, and see what's your thoughts on the Giants. If we can keep it brief, because I know me and you can definitely get into this about the Giants and Cowboys. Both of us gotta keep it brief. If not, this will just go on for rambling.
I wish you could put a video up of Russell Wilson just sucking. Go on Twitter and find a video of Russell Wilson just with his worst passes, and just keep that video playing in the background as I speak. Because that yesterday was just really something. I don't know. It's a culture. We have a culture of losing, of being ass. It's something that's not taught. It's homegrown. It's a different level of ass that I haven't seen since, like, I don't even know what to compare it to. 2014 Charlotte Bobcats. I don't even know what to compare this to. It's like the franchise is just, it's a dark cloud over it. I really feel like we sacrificed the Jets and Giants for the New York Knicks, because the amount of time that these two teams have been this bad and this tragic, I can't even put it into words. What really stood out to me, which is the epitome of the team, is when Bobby Okereke had the chance to picked up the fumble. You're a linebacker, and Patrick Mahomes take the ball out of your hands. I'm sorry, man. That's some weak shit. I'm sorry. We show no fight, no heart, no compassion. You know what? Fuck compassion. We don't show no heart, no nothing. Well, every single person that leaves the team goes off to be in a new regime and go crazy. Look at Danny Dimes. They're calling him Indiana Jones now. Hurts my soul. I'm laughing, but it's not funny. This is a different level of loserdom. This is a different level of stupidity with the ownership. I'm sorry, John Mara. Why did we trade up for a quarterback knowing we weren't ready? If anything, trade down. We don't need Abdul Carter. Add some more shit to that old line. Get draft capital. Do what New England's doing. New England's, they just drafted Will Campbell. They doing it the right way. If Drake May's not the guy, okay. When the guy, we'll let him go when his rookie contract is up, and when we suck, and when there is time to draft the quarterback and we have a high pick, we could ease them right into a young team with a good old line, a good D line, good defense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just I don't even know how to describe it. People are calling for Dart. Put Jameis Winston out there, man. I don't want to ruin this rookie and ruin his confidence, man. Brian Dable needs to go. Joe Shane's a terrorist, and John Mara needs to sell the team. I've had enough.
All righty. Well, I'm going to take my piece on this. Again, as you guys know, I'm not a biased here, even though I hate the Giants. But the Giants look absolutely trash. And I can't really say that the Cowboys look even better, but I'll get to that in a second. But I could just say it just doesn't make sense to me. Obviously, last week, Cowboys defense is terrible. You put up 37 points. Okay, cool. But like just the boneheaded mistakes by Russell Wilson, the incomplete passes, all the bullshit.
I'm sorry. Do not put this shit, to cut you off, do not put this shit on Russell Wilson, because why the hell would a coach draw up a quarterback draw on 3rd and 7 for a quarterback? No. This has nothing to do with Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson is running the plays that they telling him to run. He sucks. But this has more so to do with the offensive play calling the OC, the DC. I'm sorry, man. Why are we in soft zone knowing Travis Kelce's coming over on a crossing route? Why are we backed up, giving them the space underneath? I'm sorry. We could continue, but I'm just sorry. Don't put this. Russell Wilson looked terrible last night, but it's more than just Russell Wilson. As a team, they suck.
I was gonna get to that, but you kind of took my thunder away.
I'm sorry.
It's all good. You suck, Justin. No, I'm just kidding. No, but again, like I said, just to reiterate what Justin was saying, again, I'm not blaming anything, all of it on Russell Wilson. Obviously, he needs to play better, but it can't just be all him. He's not the entire team. The defense is good. Again, you only held Kansas City to 22 points. So you're definitely doing something right on defense. Just offensively, there's no continuity. The play calling is just blah. There's just nothing. Against the Cowboys, you can get away with it because the Cowboys defense is terrible. The Kansas City's defense is not trash. They're not. And you can see it. They're not trash. They're just, again, their offense is not as good as it used to be. So now it's really relying a lot on the defense, and that's pretty much the big problem there. But again, I said that the Giants were going to go 3-14, or something around those lines, and it's looking like that's going to be the case because they're already 0-3. But again, they probably should have won week 2 against the Cowboys. They had their chances. They also were penalized like 15 times, which is ridiculous. And then, if I'm not mistaken, Justin, who'd they play the first game of the season?
They got smoked.
The Commanders. So yeah, so they should have at least a win, but they don't. They're 0-3, and it's just not looking good for the foreseeable future. But yeah, that's pretty much it on my spiel on the Giants. They just suck, and they need to change everything. They need to rebuild again from the ground up. Now moving on to my team, and that is the lousy Dallas Cowboys. And again, I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say that Jerry Jones is a freaking idiot. I don't understand where you think in any world that the Cowboys are going to make the playoffs. They might make the playoffs based on the fact their schedule is very feasible for them. But on the contrary, our defense is so bad that we can't. There was so many wide open people. It was ridiculous. On a screen pass, nobody's on the left side of the field, and it's wide open because we're playing zone. Eberflus needs to understand that this defense is not a zone defense. And if you are going to do a zone defense, you need a damn pass rush. We don't have a pass rush. So you can't play a zone defense and expect to get to the quarterback with no pass rush, and you think that they're not going to pick you apart. So we definitely need a pass rush. That's why we got Eberflus, because Micah's there. Micah can go after the quarterback, and then it goes right into the way we want to with zone. But because he's not there now we're kind of stuck. And Diggs is not a zone guy. He would be if you can get pressure on the quarterback. Bland is also not a zone guy. They're more man-to-man, but Eberflus is not a good man-to-man. He's a zone guy. So we kind of have to – now it's kind of just wait and see how we go. We got Green Bay this coming week, and we're probably going to get our asses kicked because they just lost 13-10. But again, I can't stand Jerry Jones. He doomed this team from trading Micah Parsons away. And then the fact that we traded Micah and then we get Clark, right? He's a run stopper, but we still don't have a pass rush. And without a pass rush, you're not going to be able to do. Micah would have absolutely ate Caleb Williams alive, and he would have ate Russell Wilson alive. Because there's so many opportunities that you get a faster guy there with Micah. Those runs and those big-ass throws that took forever weren't going to get there because Michael would have been already in the backfield. Again, that's just the way it is. Against the Eagles, same thing. There was so many times our cornerbacks and other linebackers were missing tackles on Jalen Hurts in the backfield, where Micah usually makes those plays. So again, like I said, obviously one player can't answer everything for us, but damn, if we could get a pass rush and a consistent pass rush, it damn well might help. But that's pretty much my spiel.
My spiel on it is it's never over until it's over. As long and you can't come back from being 1-2 and still make the playoffs. A lot of teams have done it. I think the Chiefs did it a few years ago. So you can't come back from being 1-2 and make the playoffs. I mean, I guess we gotta believe in Dak Prescott. I guess I don't think it's actually gonna happen, but I'm happy that Jerry believes in his team because if he didn't, that would be a bad look. If he would have said the complete opposite, people would have been saying, "Oh my, Jerry Jones doesn't believe in the Cowboys at all."
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a catch-22 in my opinion.
No, I get it, but still, again, even if he says he believes in the team or not, it's false hope because we both know that this team's not going anywhere without a defense, and that's pretty much it. But if that would be it, that would be pretty much it for the podcast here on the Fire Sports Pod, where everything we got is hot. I'm your host, Zach Jackson. This is our co-host, Justin. Back at it again on another episode, and that is a wrap for Recap Monday, Season 8, Episode number 30, powered by StreamYard, where streaming makes the dream yard go. We'll see you guys all on Friday for Season 8, Episode number 31. Peace out, guys.
Yep.